Hello. What's up?
Hola, hello.
This
All
is
right.
too big. And it needs to be over here. There we go.
There's only so much I can do. Okay.
Well, do more of it. Do more of so much. Can we have
No.
so much better?
No, absolutely not. I'm gonna do me.
I expected nothing and I was still disappointed.
Oh, wow. You're welcome.
Hey everyone, how's everybody doing today? Welcome on in. Happy Friday. We are just doing, normally we're not even live on Fridays. So we're just coming to hang out for a
Yeah.
bit,
Seeing what happened.
Just kind of hanging out. Happy Friday the 13th. Exactly. We were
Hello.
going to go look at tattoos today. And then
I forgot. So that one is actually on me because
then
we were gonna plan ahead and then it just kind of we didn't do it. So
yeah. So, oh, well, she was just saying there's another one in November. We'll check that out.
heck
And I
yeah.
did get one last.
Yeah, last month. Literally last month. You
Ah.
also got one last year. Last summer.
Wasn't it in November?
Yeah.
Was it summer?
It was in the summer.
It was in the summer. Yeah,
was.
that's right.
So
Or at least like maybe was it like September? When was Friday the 13th last year?
June or July. It was literally the summer months.
I don't know why I'm arguing with you. You're obviously going to know better than I am.
Heck yeah.
When was Friday the 13th in 2025? Let's see.
December and June.
Was there two?
Yeah, it said June.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, yeah, June. Yeah, I must have got that one in June. And there was also one in December. I missed the one in December.
In? Click up there. Reset that. Why are you
I
so
just
zoomed
figured
in?
I just figured. This is mine. Why is mine so zoomed in?
I don't know. That's why I was
I'm not that
wondering.
old.
Apparently, Chrome thought you were for a moment.
Chrome is setting the font settings to almost dead, whatever the zoom was.
Yeah, I was just going.
I think, like it says, you're actually blind.
Yeah, it definitely thought you were. That's for sure.
So.
Yeah, it was definitely weird, guys. Okay. So, unfortunately, we're up to 13 casualties in Iran.
Technically, none of them have been in Iran. Due to is kind of the sad part is, and here's what's really sad about that. I mean, obviously, the troops being dead is the sad part, but what's ironic about this, right? That's a good word. Is that we've lost 4 airplanes since the war started, and none of that has been from Iran.
It's been friendly fire, and then
it was friendly fire from Kuwait.
Yep.
And then now it looks like 2 planes hit each other. Did you see the pictures of the other plane?
I did not.
Oh, I can pull it up.
Yeah. I've not seen that yet.
So, the whole like tail is just like broken the fuck off.
Jeez Louise.
So, they hit each other somehow. It's happened somehow. Could have happened in a training flight just as easy. Yeah, but it didn't. And it hasn't. So technically, you can have friendly fire in a training fight. Technically, you can get bombed in your own training. Just because it could happen in a training flight doesn't mean it would have happened.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a dumb argument.
So stupid. Like also just what, are you just coping that hard?
So, but yeah, all 6 of the airmen that were on that flight were confirmed dead. And the unfortunate thing is there will be more. There will be more. I mean, they keep telling us there'll be more. They keep telling us it'll be more, and I believe them. So.
They haven't given us any reason to not believe them, I think is the biggest
thing.
They
give us tons of reasons to not believe us on so many things, just not this one.
Yeah.
This is the one thing that I actually believe them on, which is crazy.
Yeah, history dictates that. Yeah. For sure.
You don't have to watch me do this. You can talk to the crowd.
No, sorry, I was reading a comment and then I like lost my train of thought.
You went squirrel?
I went squirrel. I did. I went very squirrel. Guys, sorry. It's just me. It's how I operate sometimes. But yeah, no, I think. And then.
Did you hear the Hegseth quote today? It was wild. I had one.
Yeah, what was it? I might not know it for sure.
The only thing prohibiting transit in the Strait right now is Iran shooting at ships. It is open for transit should Iran not do that. We have a plan for every option here. We're aware of that. Hand chop, we're laser focused.
When it says hand chop, there he did that motion, right?
Laser focused.
We're laser focused.
We're laser focused. Laser focused. Okay.
Okay.
Guys, the Strait of Hormuz is open if you just don't think about the Iranians shooting at the boats.
It'll be okay.
If you just take that part out, okay, the Strait is wide open. I don't know what about. See, this is why you guys don't run the Department of Defense and/or War and/or I'm not really sure we're running right now. It's because you guys don't understand this simple stuff. Okay, as in the Strait being completely open, minus the fact that if you go through there, you might get shot.
100% open, no question. Stop questioning if it's open or not. That's just...
Yeah, and if you question it, it's because you hate America, okay? I don't know if I like that or not.
It did too much there.
Yeah, if you question it, then you hate America, okay?
Obviously.
Simple.
Duh.
So...
I don't know why, like...
Be more America, you know? We're not doing a full design thing here.
All right, no worries.
Yep, that's yep. So,
also, guys, like call the number on the screen if you voted for Trump. That's how we operate this live.
Yep.
I squirreled out again. Like I know you had asked me this before we went live.
What are you doing here? Do you even know we're live? Are you here? Are you here with all of us?
About to ask you.
Are you thinking about placentas? Is that what it is? I got placenta on the brain.
No, that was the guy yesterday.
That's probably what it is.
You had to say placenta 3 times before it sunk in that it did not mean what he thought it meant. Which I still don't understand how he thought.
That was a very Whitney, you're gonna have to
wait until we clip it.
Go watch the live.
Oh wow!
From yesterday,
That's
I think.
A giant.
I think you're gonna have to go watch the live from yesterday.
Not bad actually.
I think that's oh, you can't see that. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. Hey, you can't see it at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you have to, you remember, y'all, all of our lives are
available on replay the tubes.
on the tubes. And the cool thing is you can go to the part where it's just like, where do they have a conversation?
Actually, on yours, somebody timestamped the start of that call. On your replay.
Did they really?
Yesterday? Yeah.
They timestamped it?
Yeah. I was like, sweet. Thank you to whoever thought to put that in the comments.
Are you making a short on that?
Duh. I assumed you were as well.
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah, that was all you.
All right.
That one's all you.
I got it. Because, I don't know what that guy had some problems. Oh, my. But no, what I was going to ask you about was you'd brought up another thing that Pete Hegseth said.
Did I? That's unfortunate.
Yeah, about the Ayatollah's son, who is now the new supreme leader.
What did I say about it? I'm sure it was riveting.
Yeah, no. You would ask me if I believed what he said about us injuring him or maiming him or however he phrased that.
Oh, no, I probably believe he's injured.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably injured, but I don't know. Like, the way that he phrased it made it sound like...
They've been saying the word disfigured.
Yeah, that's
the word they've been saying is disfigured.
Thank you.
Which, I mean, I guess has like a large... how do I say it? It's a broad term.
It's also a negative connotation that implies that somehow what they have pictures of him to prove, like, because you would need pictures to prove that.
Well, they're saying he was injured before he even took over.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they were saying like that initial strike got him, which makes sense, right? Because
his family was.
Yeah, his wife, I think his daughter got killed in the strike. Obviously his dad. So it would make sense that he was injured, but like, I don't know. Like I said, it's just hard to believe anything. That's the problem.
I agree.
That's the real issue. The issue is not like I have full. I don't know if I like that or not. I have full faith in our military to carry out a strike and to attack someone. I'm sure they have the ability to do that, and I would not doubt. I mean, they got the Khomeini like on the first day, so I'm not really surprised by that. But it's just like I said, it's just the hardest part about everything going on with this thing, right? Is not. It's simply that you just don't know what to believe ever. Is that you just don't know what to believe ever. Because you got dudes like Hegseth going up there going, the strait's closed except for the fact that they're sinking boats. Like, what does that fucking mean, dude?
Well, and the fact that apparently, like, they have it in their mind, right, Hegseth and Trump, that the Iranians needs their fucking Navy ships in order to drop the mines, the underwater mines.
Yeah, that was the first conversation I'd had with Tadded. I don't even know if Tadded's here yet, but Tadded's an ex-Navy dude.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, some mines require like a bit larger boats, some require smaller boats. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I honestly, like, if you want me to be completely honest with you, I'm not a boat guy. I'm not a Navy dude, right? Like, I don't know shit about underwater mines. I'm literally picturing like a cartoonish mine in my head. Like, literally, like, like the one like that floats with like the spikes. I don't really know what they look like, to be completely honest with you. But that's what I picture. I picture a cartoonish, like, underwater mine in my head, right? But I don't know. The whole thing is just really confusing. It's like he said we sank every boat that could drop mines, and then the next day, the Iranians freaking put 10 mines in the strait, right? And so it's like, okay, so obviously we didn't do that, right? So that doesn't make any sense. And then they're coming out, and after that they're like, oh, well, the strait is still open. And it's like, but there's still 10 mines in there. No boats have hit those mines yet. Yep. At least that's been reported. Right?
No, just 2 actually got blown up by Iran.
Yeah. Those were missile attacks.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, like, but I'm saying, like, how is it, like, I think this is something that people, like, for some reason, not people. I'm sure all of you very intelligent people out there, okay, understand this very easily. Like, I'm sure all of you guys understand this, but those ships that go through the ports, right? The ships that go through that are carrying oil through the Strait of Hormuz, they're not government ships. They're ships owned by private organizations. These ships cost, I don't even know, I'm sure tens of millions of dollars, if not more, right? Like, I have no idea how much an oil tanker ship costs. It has to be most of the money, okay? Like, it has to be most of the money that these things cost. And they're not going to sit there and just be like, oh, we're going to roll our ship through there just hoping to get lucky that we don't A, hit a mine, or B, be the ship that, that the Iranians happen to, have the missiles ready for. My hand is in your screen. I didn't realize that.
A lot of people enjoy seeing the random poly hand pop up where you don't like it if mine goes in your camera. So,
but yeah, it's like, dude, they're not gonna freaking just like put their $100 million ships carrying hundreds of $millions worth of oil into a strait to maybe get blown up. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
But I
at
mean,
all.
if you believe the Trump administration, they're somehow going to offer them all this insurance money to just make it through there. Give it a try, guys. We're going to offer you insurance, but it hasn't been approved by Congress, so that's not a thing.
Even if it was approved by Congress, there's still people that have to drive the boats.
Nuh-uh.
Like, what are the, like, I'm sure the insurance of being like,
they don't make Tesla
like,
Navy
oh,
ships
like,
yet?
yeah, I'm willing to die over this oil getting through this strait. Like, they'll just not drive it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? It's so stupid, dude. It's literally so stupid. Ryan says it. Google says it's 90 to 160 million for a new oil tanker. That checks. Yeah, life insurance or boat insurance. What do the families of those crews get when the boat gets blown? I don't know. It's a whole joke. We're gonna be like we're gonna spike that, and I'm sure you've heard by now that like all of a sudden, like, you know, oh, we're gonna end this war between Ukraine and Russia in 24 hours of me being president-elect. Now all of a sudden it's we're gonna buy their oil to help them continue the war. Like,
no, that's just an unfortunate circumstance that us purchasing their oil is going to assist them in their war effort. It's just an unfortunate coincidence, okay?
Well, now I'm hearing, and I don't know a lot about this. You might not know more about this than I do, right? Summer, don't start. Girl. You might know more about this than I do, but is it the Jones Act?
What is it entailing?
It's the one that says that we only buy oil from U.S. flagship vessels.
That one I'm actually not familiar with.
They're talking about suspending it. I believe it's the Jones Act. They're talking about suspending it, right? To start accepting oil from non-U.S. flagship boats, right? Which is how they're going to get the Russian oil to begin with. And this has been like a long debated like policy, because it's pretty much what keeps our gas price, like some of the things that keep our gas prices as high as it is, but it was originally made to like protect U.S. ship makers.
Oh no, you had it completely right. It is called the Jones Act.
Yeah, see, I'm smart sometimes. So yeah, anyways, they're talking about overturning that to try to alleviate the price, but like people don't seem to like realize too, it's not just about like supply. And I think that's where the biggest problem is. Like, people think it's all about just supply of oil. Like, they can release the oil reserves like they say they want to. They can do that. They can, start taking Russian oil. None of that is going to stop the price of gas from going up as long as this war continues. None of it.
Yeah, just kind of, well, I shouldn't say kind of, like very similar to the last time that we sold off I have no idea. I saw that too. Our oil reserves. Gas still went up even when we did that, because that happened in February 2022. Gas still peaked and then it went back down eventually, but it still went up.
Yeah. So anyway, nothing's going to change it. We saw a phone call, but I think our phone kind of glitched out there for a second.
Yeah, it like showed up.
That's okay. We're going to take phone calls in a second. Before we do that, Mel, thank you so much for the $20. The note says this. Excuse me. The note says this. Thanks for all the both of you do. It's my husband's birthday today. Can you please tell him happy birthday? His name is Tony. We love you. We both love you.
Are we gonna sing?
Well, of course we are.
All right.
You're gonna get to hear the vote. Okay, all right. For everyone, all together. Okay, for everybody in here, all together. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mel's husband, Tony. Happy birthday to you.
And many more.
And many more. Congratulations on turning 27 today, man. I have no idea how old he is, but it just sounds like 27. Sounds like a great age to turn today. So congratulations. Hope you have a wonderful birthday. And hope you enjoy it well with friends and family, or with whoever you choose to do it. Mel put in the age. It was 27. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah. It was actually 27.
Yay, you're right.
Yeah, woo. Yeah. We don't. We're all 27. Don't worry about it.
Yes,
okay?
Indeed.
Can we get happy birthdays all through the chat for Tony?
Happy birthday, Tony.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. B, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Says, oh yeah, it's placenta time. Placenta time. Just kidding. I'm still reeling.
Placenta. 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 You gotta say it 3 times because apparently that makes it manifest.
If you say it 3 times, it actually it appears in the mirror like Beetlejuice.
Or does it appear like aliens and attached to your face?
I hope the first one.
Yeah, that would be better.
I hope the first one, because the second one is kind of depressing. And Abiola, thank you so much for the €2. I believe that's euros. Say, who is responsible about the environmental damage? Well, that would be the U.S. Because we apparently stopped caring about that when Trump got elected.
U.S. and Israel.
Yeah, so we were already out of the Paris Climate Agreement. We rolled back tons of EPA regulations. That. So,
yeah, we now get to use cancer, or we deregulated a known fucking thing that causes cancer when it's in the air.
I'm just picturing Pete Hegseth just the ducks covered in oil, and he's just punching them, and just I don't know, that image just popped in my head.
So we're not using Dawn dish soap to clean up the ducks after an oil spill. It's gonna be Pete Hegseth. Okay. Yeah,
he's just gonna be like, oh, ducks are covered in oil, pure lethality, and then he's just gonna
shit,
something like that.
Oh my god.
Ducks covered in oil, okay, is left-wing wokeism, okay? It's oh yeah, that's right. We're gonna make Chrissy Gnome the special envoy to the ducks.
I mean, she enjoys cosplaying so much. She should enjoy doing that as well.
Placenta Gate.
Oh my gosh. Operation Epic
Foie Gras is also freaking amazing. Epic Foie Gras. These guys and their naming operations is such a joke, dude.
That's so dumb.
They actually sat around and were like, Epic Fury, that's a good one.
Yeah, it sounds like toddlers named it.
It does. It's like if they went to a preschool and they were like, if they went to a preschool and they were like, name a military operation, kids would be like with crayons, just Operation Epic Fury. And they're like,
can you guys give us a name? What sounds like the coolest badass fighting name that you can think of?
Colin Jost does the best. He does the best impression of him. It's great. I don't know if you've watched any of it yet. Colin Jost, the dude on Saturday Night Live. He does an amazing Hegseth impression.
Oh no, I think I've seen that. Hold on. Epic Placenta.
It sounds like a Call of Duty clan. No, the sad part is that Call of Duty clans actually have better naming than our actual government. You know what I'm saying? You know what was a good Operation Enduring Freedom.
Yeah, that was actually a decent
name. Sounds
name.
like something you kind of want to fight for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Epic Resolve. These are actual real.
I don't know if I like that one.
By the way.
Epic Resolve sounds strange to me. I'm not sure I like that one.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of things that I don't like. So Epic Orange.
Epic Orange? Share what? What is this flag I got?
Oh, that's I think it's because we were mocking Hegseth. That's the flag I was telling you comes up every time I share a video of Caroline Levitt talking.
Is this what they do now?
Yeah. If you talk or quote the current administration, they're just like, ha ha! I don't know why. TikTok sucks.
Operation One Placenta.
Damn. We're not going to live that down until I don't know, Tuesday. I think we're going to be hearing Placenta Gate for the next 5 weeks.
It is probably after the Epstein files. It is probably the most talked about,
thing on TikTok.
Yeah. It probably is.
Mama, I'm going to be posting 2 videos about it. Okay, so just look out. All right, they will come. Maybe this weekend.
Maybe.
It just depends on how much time we got.
Yeah. It took over my life.
Yeah, one of
because we raided him last night, huh?
Yes, it did. It took over. Yeah. It took over.
Yeah, it's mad because I'm quoting our actual Secretary of Defense. And so it doesn't like that. I don't know why. Y'all, if you guys like to support the live, first of all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Let's get those likes up in the live. We really appreciate that also. I have a little live gift goal of the confetti. I think I can't put it up anywhere because I got things going all over the place. I didn't even click on that. I got things going all over the place, so I can't even see it. I guess I can do it over here. So if you like to support that way, that's awesome. We also have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name, or at Mermaid RE0. It doesn't matter. It's all going to the same spot. So yeah, you can hook that up. Also, we do have share placenta responsibly. Yeah, we of course also have super fans, members, gifted memberships, gifted super fans, all that sort of stuff. So thank you guys so much for the support. Dream Lab said, how much would you pay to slap Trump, Hegseth, wedding? I'm assuming that's a joke on Netanyahu.
Oh, maybe. I wonder if that name's not allowed to be typed in a super chat anymore.
Yeah, maybe not. Well, if it was Trump, he might just disintegrate. His skin's pretty much falling off already. So then I would that'd be in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So not really worth it. Probably nothing that JD Vance doesn't do to him in bed anyway. Hegseth, I feel like my hand would probably bounce off due to all the hair gel, because it does act as like nature's helmet. So it would just kind of, I don't know. I don't think it would work too well. All right. It would just, it would hurt my hand.
I'm also going to say I'm not answering that because I don't want to be suspected of wanting to cause physical harm to the administration, and I don't know who you are.
Well, I don't think they're going to let us pay to do that.
Yeah. How about you pay me to do that?
No, I don't know.
Pay me.
I don't
pay my way to do that.
Slapping people is not really my thing. I don't know what to tell you, dude. So how much would I pay to get them out of office? A whole bunch. Yeah. But I'm going to get another flag. I don't care. I truly do not care. It's not a big deal, guys. Guys, I got it for quoting Pete Hegseth. I'm not worried about the rest of it. But thank you so much, Dream Lab. I appreciate that. Hello, how are you? Are you there?
Hello? Knock, knock.
All right, okay, I'm not sitting there listening to that.
Well, at least we know it's working again. I don't know why it wasn't earlier.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
Being dumb.
Yeah, now it's actually showing up over there. Guys, if you call in, you do have to listen to the phone. You don't listen to the live in the background, yeah. So, Sean, thank you so much for the $20. Said Operation Epic Cockaditis. Cockaditis? What is it? Cockaditis?
Cockaditis. Cockaditis.
Well, I think caca is a reference to Donald Trump shitting himself. Yeah, sure. Pee pee poo poo. It'll be Operation Pee Pee Poo Poo.
Oh, that makes sense. Actually,
yeah,
that makes
Operation
a lot more sense
Pee-Pee
now. I got it. I miss a lot of jokes, so I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying really hard. Please make them as obvious as possible, because
no, don't worry about it. Just tell the joke. If you try to make it, you can make it all the way obvious. Ari still won't get it, so don't waste your time. Okay. Don't waste your time. This
is your joke.
Just say the joke. I'll laugh. She'll stand there with a blank stare, and we'll still all have fun. Okay?
Yeah, because this is your joke, and it went pew. And it'll land 10 minutes later.
Yeah, Ari in a week from now, she'll be like, oh, I just got that joke from from a week or whatever.
10 minutes.
Yeah. We'll still have fun, okay? There's no we don't have to stop our fun, all right? Because Ari doesn't get the joke. Yeah, it's super fun explaining jokes, just all the time, Joey. 100%. It's like the most fun thing ever.
Bubbles.
Hello, how are you?
Sorry, wrong number.
Okay.
I doubt that was the wrong number because you have to make an effort.
Yeah, he said wrong number while literally
Listening
I could hear the live in the background.
I know, right? It's like, dude, I could hear his voice.
They just get a little scared, guys. They just get a little scared.
Well, I mean, I think that was somebody that I could still smell the placenta on them. I'm just saying.
What does placenta smell like?
I have no idea. I assume like copper, because that's what blood smells like.
Yeah, I'm sorry I asked the question. Like, I thought the question, and then I stopped myself from asking the question because I was like, I don't want to know what the answer to this question is. And then I asked it anyway. So that's my fault, right? Like, because I asked it even though I knew I shouldn't. And then, of course, just in true Ari, I got an actual, like, realistic answer to the question. Awesome. But the separate is like when I said it, I knew I shouldn't. When I said it, I knew I shouldn't, and I did it anyway. All right. Don't you just hate when that happens? Don't you just hate when that happens?
I can't help it. I'm so sorry. Sort of.
Anyway, she said, shush, thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate that. And Emily, for so much for the 10 jewels. I also appreciate that. Also, thank you so much. All right. Guys, are we going to talk about placentas all fucking night? Because I don't know if I can handle it.
I'm done. I'm done mentioning it. The comments probably are not done. Okay? They're probably not done. But I'm done.
Fucking VJ. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's Friday. I should be. There's so many things I could do. There's so many things I could do. And I'm like, you know what I choose?
Coming online.
You know what I could choose? I could choose 2 hours of placenta talk. That's what I chose to do with my Friday night. Isn't that?
It's Friday the 13th. Shit's always gonna get weird. Tell me I'm wrong. It's Friday the 13th. Shit gonna get weird.
Yeah, apparently this is Afterbirth Fridays.
After. Oh, that was a good one. Thank you. Thank you. I like that one. Good job. Good job. Okay. Let's see.
Mel says it's Fetus Friday, y'all. Placentas for all. Is this how we make America great again?
That makes sense.
We make America great again by giving everyone their very own placenta. Hello, how are you? Mm-hmm. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm great.
Hello?
How old are you?
I'm 49.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Absolutely.
All right, what's up?
Well, about 1 year after I was born, there was women in Iran, and they were actually walking around in skirts and dresses. And then all of a sudden the regime comes in, and for the last 48 years, we have this crap. So
yeah,
it's kind of interesting how it recently ended.
And what was the reason for that?
The regime, the Islamic regime. Yeah, because the Islamic regime took over Iran.
Yeah, why?
And it's not popular.
What gave them the ability to?
Yeah.
The people there in Iran haven't been supporting this for the last 48 years.
Why did the Islamists take over Iran and not the communists?
Because the people there don't have guns. They take away the first thing
Incorrect.
They do is take away your guns.
It was actually because the United States intervened, and actually the CIA did operations
so again, it's
over
the
there.
United States' fault that we've had terrorism for the last 48 years in Iran. So you're blaming that on the United States.
We're not talking about terrorism, sir. Will you please be quiet long enough for me to finish a sentence, and then you'll know what I'm talking about. It'll make it so much easier to respond.
Maybe you can do it in a less condescending way, and I will allow you to.
I was doing it in a less condescending way, and you cut me off twice.
You never do.
Now you
get
actually
it. Always talk down to your callers.
Now you get it.
Go ahead, go for it. Let's see what you got.
Condescending?
Yeah, he said condescending.
I don't know. I don't even know how to condescend.
Condescending.
I don't know. I figure, is that like
condescending? Do you know what the word condescending is? Yeah, maybe I mispronounced it. Condescending. I know what the word is. We can spell it if you would like. Can you move on?
I know what the word is. We can spell it if you like is the most like preschool thing I've ever heard on a fucking live.
Okay, so maybe she didn't understand what I was saying. So now we understood. We're on the same page. Okay.
No, we understood.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mispronounced a word. Okay.
Her and I realized it was
the
stupid,
correct
and you
pronunciation. I do know the correct pronunciation of the word. So I misspoke. I know what it's. I know how to pronounce the word. We could have been
way past this already, but you're still talking about it.
Go ahead, go for it.
Yeah. So we
Tell me
installed
how it's United
an
States fault.
Yeah, I'm this will be the fourth time I'm now trying. See, sir, you complain about people being condescending. You cause me to be condescending. I'm more than happy to not be condescending.
Nobody causes.
You force that. Okay. You force that. All right, by just not letting me speak. Okay. The more idiotic you sound, the more I lose respect for you. And the more I lose respect for you, the less I care about your opinion and the more condescending I get. Okay? So this all belongs to you. All right? You own how I treat you. Okay? That's how this works.
Narcissist. Let's go.
I know Trump is. That was pretty cool. I unmuted that at the perfect time. Wasn't that great? Anyways, what I was saying is that we installed the Islamist regime because after the fall of the democratic Iranian regime, right, where they had the choice between going communist and Islamist, we did not want them to go communist because we knew that would create close ties between them and Russia, right? Or the Soviet Union at the time. And we didn't want that, so we actually purposely made sure armed the Islamists, right, to take over the communists, right? And so when you see the people got taken over and there was like no dresses and women didn't have rights and all sorts of stuff, that was from the United States choosing, all right, because they thought it was more important for United States interests for Iran not to be communist. But let's also be very clear, sir, is that right now, they still can't do that. Yeah, nope. There's still protesters being killed. There's still protesters being put in jail today. The same regime that was in a few weeks ago is still the same regime that is in right now. So I don't know what exactly you're supporting Donald Trump on, because nothing has fucking changed, dude. We're still in the same position we were in before.
And they're just also 150 dead schoolgirls. So yeah, you really care about the women in Iran.
What you just said. You're muffled. I'm sorry. Say it again.
There are 150 schoolgirls dead in Iran. And yeah, so I'm saying you really care about women in Iran.
Prove that was actually us. Because I've seen video footage of that, and it does not appear that the missile came from the ocean. It came from a building somewhere in Iran.
Hold on. No, I got to ask the question. I'm sorry. How from a picture do you know which direction the missile came from?
Video. I've seen video of it, video footage of it.
It literally, the
I've
missile
seen pictures of
literally,
it.
sir.
I've seen video footage of it. You can believe whatever you want. You can't prove it because it didn't happen.
Yes, I can. You know how I
believe Iran's propaganda is what it really comes down to.
Sir, hold on. No, forget who has tomahawks. The missile said U.S. Department of Defense on it.
Sure it did. According to who, Iran?
According
to the pictures of the missile.
Bullshit. It has been proven by fact checkers. Like, sir, it's been proven by independent journalists. I hope you realize, so like, hard. do you have you ever heard of this? I don't know if you have. Have you ever heard of the Red Crescent Society?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so that's the international version of the Red Cross that is recognized by the United Nations. And they have setups all over the world internationally and including in Iran. And they're the ones who also assisted going through the rubble of that building, of the school building, to get the kids out that were dead, their dead bodies, and hopefully
So you're
looking for
trying
a
to tell
survivor. I'm
me
still
that we
talking.
purposely targeted
I'm still
this
talking.
school.
Hi. Shushies. Thank you. Fantastic. All right. So yeah, the Red Crescent
that's what
Society.
you're trying to perpetrate.
I am literally
That's what you're trying to
still
perpetrate
talking.
right now.
How about you allow me to finish my statement and then you'll understand what I'm saying instead of trying to make an assumption, which literally is just making you look like an asshole. All right? Fantastic. So when it comes to the Red Crescent Society, they are the ones that went through that building, went through the rubble, and they're also the people that pulled out the dead bodies. And they're also the people that pulled out the fucking munitions that was left, the pieces of the munitions that was left there. Fan-fucking-tastic. Congratulations.
Are you ready for a question?
Can you directly respond to what I said?
Why would we have done that?
We didn't mean to. It's that simple. We didn't mean to. It was an accident.
Okay. So if it's an accident, then, or if you're saying we didn't mean to, then
let me rephrase what I mean by an accident. I mean that we operated off of bad intelligence, okay, and hit a target that we believed to be a military target, okay, which happened to be a school. Okay.
Which doesn't even
Did you see the video footage of that?
Sir,
missile?
I am still in the middle of my fucking sentence. Okay. I know if you're quiet for more than 3 seconds, you might accidentally learn something, and none of us would want this. Okay. You asked why it got hit. The reason it got hit is because the space where that school was at used to be part of an Iranian base. Now, it hasn't been in like a lot of years, right?
6.
Yeah, in 6 years, right? But it used to be a part of that. So when they were striking, it looks to be that they were using old intel that was up to 10 years old, that showed that the area where that school that was actually part of the base, because we actually have corroborating video to show that they were actually hitting other parts of the base at almost the exact same time, because 2 missiles actually hit that school 40 minutes apart, and in between that, other missiles hit the base. So it was very obvious that the U.S. was attempting to hit the base, operating off of old intel, right? And then they hit that school, meaning to hit some part of the base. The problem I have with that is we have the largest intelligence apparatus on the planet, right? Why are we not confirming targets, right, to make sure that they are not schools by any type of other method before we do strikes? Why are we going off of 10-year-old intel before we shoot missiles at stuff when we could literally have SIGINT, satellite imagery, we could have flown drones through there, we could have done any number of things to ensure that the targets that we were hitting were actually those targets, and it seems that we refuse to do all of that work, and that's why those kids are dead. So why I mean that they didn't mean to do it, they meant to hit an Iranian base, but it was through negligence, which was the reason why it happened.
Have you seen video footage of that missile hitting?
I have seen all sorts of video of that missile hitting. Yes.
Doesn't it appear like the missile lost control? Because that's what it looks like to me.
No,
it does to me, because it's going straight and then it all of a sudden angles straight down.
Second.
It looks like it misfired. It was miscalculating, or something went off course. It's going straight across and then all of a sudden goes straight down. It looks like.
So you're saying. So let me get this straight. You're saying that 2 missiles, 40 minutes apart from each other, hit the exact same target off of misfires.
No, I'm fucking not. I'm saying what I just said. It said that the missile that I saw that hit the school, the girls' school, is going straight across. It's going across horizontally, and then all of a sudden it angles down vertically. So it looks like something happened to it, like it went off course or something happened. And if you're convinced it was one of ours, that's possible. I'm not saying that isn't possible, but as far as I can tell, I don't understand why we would even have any involvement in that. Like you said. So you're saying, well, it was somehow we screwed up, but it was something that wasn't intentional. But I don't think the missile was going to, that was not the target. It looks like it's going horizontal and then all of a sudden goes completely vertical.
It was the target. Yeah, that's how missiles work.
So according to you, and you think what? You have knowledge of this more
according to me, the
United States government?
The United States government has already taken responsibility for it. The United
According to
States
who? The
government
Democrats?
has already the fucking National Security Council. You fucking ding dong. The
If that's what
U.S.
happened, that's
intelligence.
what happened.
You're literally
that's your
arguing
opinion. Let's see what the
against
reports come out as.
That's why the report's already out. The Pentagon in the United States has already taken responsibility for it. They've already said it was our missile. You're the only one on the face of this fucking planet saying that it's not happening.
What's hilarious is that you would actually bring the Ayatollah back to life if you could, wouldn't you?
Of course not, sir. What the fuck does that have to do with you being too stupid to fucking admit that fucking there was a U.S. missile that hit and the U.S. and the Pentagon has already taken responsibility for it?
You do not have definitive proof of that at this point. You're speculating still. You do not have definitive proof.
And you are quoting a video from the older
like.
millennial on fucking TikTok. You are a chud.
Yeah, okay. And you're ugly as fuck.
Holy shit! Fucking called it. Huh?
You look like you literally look like you escaped the Island of Misfit Toys.
I love the ad hom.
Dude's trusting the older millennial over the U.S. Pentagon.
And he's just like, and he just admits it. Like,
you guys would actually bring back the Ayatollah and his son if you could. That's what Trump derangement syndrome means. Trump derangement syndrome has you guys thinking the Ayatollah was somehow innocent. And they just
because somehow talking about the death of 150 schoolgirls and saying that the United States just needs to own up and say 100% that we did it was an error and just fucking own it. I'm still talking. I understand that you don't know what that means, but I'm literally still talking. I love how when we are saying that what we're doing is wrong, what the United States is doing is wrong, by killing 150 innocent schoolgirls, that automatically equates to somehow that we are standing up or saying that the Ayatollah still needs to live. Do you understand how much of a red herring that fucking is?
They killed 30,000 protesters last month.
And there
well, if they killed 30,000 protesters, then we should kill school children, right?
We took them out.
The school children? Did the school children do that?
It was obviously an accident.
Did the school? No, it was not an accident, sir. It was negligence. They are finished. It was negligence.
I don't know if you guys pronounce it Iran or Iran.
I don't know how you can even spell the word negligence, because that's what I'm saying, sir. There is a difference, okay, between them going, oh, we were aiming at something, we missed that something and hit a school, right? And us being, hey, we didn't realize it was a school, so we targeted it. Okay?
I just am enjoying how upsetty spaghetti he is because I called it so well.
It's funny how they listen to that guy. He's such a moron, and they still listen to him. It's wild.
Like I said, I don't know if you want to call it Iran or Iran, but we can call their navy.
We can call it whatever you want, sir. But can you please leave the jokes to me? You're not very funny.
Imagine allowing myself to be insulted by a gay man with a feminine brain structure. Wouldn't that be funny?
You're gay?
So what else would you like? What do you guys?
That was when I told him he wasn't funny.
Tell me how
when I told him
he wasn't funny.
When I told him he wasn't funny, his response to being funny was, I'm going to say he's a gay man, because this guy has such a Neanderthal brain that he actually thinks saying he's a gay man is what is actually funny. You know what, sir? I bet you have. You should go get your own Netflix special. You're so fucking funny, dude. This is what happens when you give sad men participation trophies. Okay. This is what happens when you give sad men whose parents, were related and his dad still found a way to leave, okay? And you never turn your back on family. And then go around and freaking give them participation trophies, all right? Then they think going, you're gay is somehow an insult, right? But now I understand why you listen to people like older millennial, because you don't have enough brain cells to actually pay attention to anything for yourself.
Bro,
nobody cares. Anyways, as I was saying, okay, the Pentagon has already confirmed this. It is not a question. And yes, I do agree that there is bad things that happen, right? In war, horrible things happen. But there is a difference between things that could have been fixed, okay? There are things that could have been changed, right? We definitely could have done better intelligence to make sure we didn't hit that target, right? We could have done that, right? But we chose not to. And and do these things happen in war? Absolutely, right? Where we do actually truly make mistakes, right? But the problem is that nobody trusts this administration, that this was an accident, right? You can obviously tell that this administration has no ability to perpetrate this war, all right? And that is why, okay, they are making stupid mistakes that anybody should be able to recognize, right? Do you think do you think General Mattis would have made this mistake? Do you think Colin Powell would have made this mistake? Decorated generals, do you think they would have made this mistake? Absolutely not.
You know what? I had actually read an article about this today about how our intelligence network was defunded specifically within our United States military budget. And that's something that could have directly led to what happened.
Yeah.
It's actually, it's right here. Military leaders literally warned Hegseth that there was going to be a risk of higher civilian casualties when he slashed the offices that were actually directing that.
Nuts.
Interesting.
I think you guys should just keep pushing the rhetoric. You guys have lost the culture war. Nobody's buying this shit anymore. Things are going to change. You keep pushing the 2080 issues that nobody cares about. And you keep trying to tell everybody they're racist.
Sir, I completely understand that you have no ability. I know that you seriously have no ability, okay, to engage in the actual conversation that we just had. But I have zero will to listen to you go on your Fox News like points that you want to hit, or whatever the next older millennial video says. Right? I'm really not interested. Okay, sir. So if you can't engage with the conversation that we're having, then I'll just go engage with somebody else. Okay.
Just actually ask me questions instead of assuming things. How about that?
We were asking you questions, sir. Sir, we were asking you questions. And you, instead of listening to the questions that we were asking, you just started mouthing off like you're doing right now. Sir, you've been talking this whole time, and literally 95% of the time, you've been fucking muted. We haven't even been listening to you. Nobody was even listening to 95% of the shit that you're fucking saying, because you're just running off at the fucking mouth, not saying fucking anything. Okay. If you want to engage in a conversation, then you should try starting to engage in a conversation. If you don't have the ability to do that, then I'll just excuse you and go talk to an adult. Okay.
He already proved his inability to do that when he utilized a slur. So
yeah. Dude, you don't want to engage.
Do you have anything to actually engage with, sir?
Insult people.
Do you have anything to actually engage with, sir?
Calls. You just insult people.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, little guy. Do you have anything that you actually want to engage in?
You don't want to engage with people.
All right. That was a no.
Also, he's the first one who threw out an insult. I was calling older millennial Chud. That you listened to the guy that went, I'm peeing. Got taste.
Yeah. Yeah, he was man. Yeah. So this is how Pete Hegseth. Okay. Oh shit, let me open up the phone lines. This is how Pete Hegseth responds to to a missile hitting a school. Right? What does he do? He just fires all the lawyers that told him it was wrong.
After he cut the Civilian Protection Center of Excellence within the Pentagon by 90% of their staff. So
this was yesterday.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Hey, you shouldn't have done that. He just
fired the lawyers that would tell them that he's wrong.
He ain't wrong. He must be right? He was appointed by the God himself, Trump or something.
This is what they do. They don't, instead of trying, okay, to actually do something better, they just try to cover their tracks. Which is sad. Which is truly, truly sad. Oh, we got someone up. All right, well, go ahead. Hi,
how are you?
Nigger.
You're so inventive. Thank you for calling the stream. Are you there?
Hello?
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 29.
29. Are you still supporting Donald Trump?
Yes.
What specifically has he achieved in his 13 months back in office that's earned your support?
One of the first things that he did was he made an executive order for transgender in the sports.
Okay.
That's like one of the first things he did within the first few weeks.
Why are you so worried about someone else's genitalia, sir?
It's not about genitalia.
Oh, okay. How do you tell if someone is transgender?
How do you tell if someone's transgender? Well,
Yes, sir.
if a biological male is playing in women's sports.
How do you know if someone is a
I don't
biological
agree with
male?
There are many objective realities to determine.
How do you know if someone is a biological male?
You can simply do a blood test.
No, you can't.
If you really need. You can't. You can't.
No.
You can't tell someone's genetics through a blood test.
No, that would be karyotyping, and there's about 46 different mix-ups of chromosomes. And by the way, an XY person can still be a female born. So how can you tell if someone is a male? I'm still waiting.
But that's less than 1%.
No, I don't. And there's less than 1% of the United States population that identifies as transgender. Boom, point taken. How do you tell if someone is male?
How do you tell if someone's transgender?
How do you tell if someone is male?
You can do a biological test. It's very simple.
What's the
They do it all
biological
time.
test? What are you looking for?
They can tell by.
Bro, just tell me. Just say you want to see some dick.
DNA.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. You fucking trying to talk around this is
DNA.
fucking sad.
It's DNA.
That's all it is.
It's
sir.
not DNA.
That's
Why are
all
you
you fucking
freaking
care
out?
about. So what you're saying is, and just be
Why are
be
you
very
flipping out?
just to be very fucking clear, what you want, right, is for us to stand in, at bathrooms, right, and do blood type and karyotyping before allowing someone into a bathroom.
No.
That's what you're saying.
No.
Oh,
No.
then how are you going to tell who fucking has what, who has what parts? So it can be who enters what fucking bathroom? How are you gonna do it, sir?
I'm not talking about bathrooms.
Because
I
you
was
want
talking
to
about
look at
sports. Did you
people's
listen?
wee-wees. That's what you had. You are so
Did you listen
concerned
to what-
about who has what, dude. Okay? Why don't you just concern yourself with your own? Okay? And then we don't have these issues. All right? Concern yourself with your own. You trying to talk around this at this point is just sad.
You're talking around it. I'm talking about sports. You're talking about bathrooms. What are you talking about?
So how are you going to prevent, what tests are you, so you're going to perform a blood type and a karyotype test on every single person that wants to play sports from, let's just say, the very first grade all the way up through until they are no longer playing sports? Is that what you're going to do?
No, it should just be disclosed. And like
It
in
should just be
professional
disclosed.
sports, they do blood-
How are
they
they
do blood
going
testing
to
all the time.
know? How are they going to know?
professional
How
sports-
are you going to make sure that it is a
Hold on,
trans woman,
I know you're freaking out, but
like
you need to hold
not
on.
a trans?
Sir, nobody's freaking out, and your projection is sad. Okay?
You're
How many
not
trans
letting
people
me
play?
answer.
How many trans people play in professional sports?
You're not even letting me answer.
How many
You
trans
need to
people
chill
play in
out.
professional sports?
In professional sports, they do blood testing all the time.
How
They have an
many
anti-doping
trans
league.
people-
They do it all the time.
How many trans people play in professional sports?
There are about 30 cases
Oh, really?
within the last several months in professional sports where
Oh, really? Who?
transgenders, hold on, where transgenders have decimated, where biological males have decimated women's sports.
Name one.
Is that not true?
Name
Are you
one.
saying that
No, that
not
is
true,
absolutely
that hasn't
unequivocally not true. So name one.
happened? It is true.
Then name one.
There was a recent
Give their
cycling event.
name.
There's weightlifting categories.
Name-
there's women.
name
No,
the
no, no, no,
individual.
no.
Which one do you want to cover up?
Name one person. Give me a name.
A name?
Yes.
I can
Or do you
look- I
not
can
think that
look up- I can-
transgender people believe are allowed to have names?
No, we can look up specifics.
Why are we looking up? You just told
Hold
me
on.
there's 30
You said
different
that
cases.
you should know one offhand.
All right,
You don't know
if
one
you want-
offhand.
If you want to get granular, well, there's Leah Thomas. There's a bunch.
Leah Thomas was not. Nope. Try again.
She placed 5th, tied for 5th.
Wasn't that in college?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was college swimming. That wasn't even
And this
professional.
was also like 3 years ago. You guys are obsessed.
Yeah.
It was not recent. I fucking hate TikTok.
Oh yeah, it is recent. So
You said in
So
the
gotcha.
last 5 months.
You
bro.
said in the last few months there have been 30 cases of professional sports. You named one person from 3 years ago that played in college.
Okay. Let me give you an example. I can look up right now if you really need some examples. Okay, we have transgender cyclist won women's race in U.S. cycling event.
Transgender. Okay, what's her name?
Let me look up the specific name of the person. Catherine Phillips.
Catherine Phillips.
If you need a name.
Yeah, sure. Let's look it up.
And I do men's cycling, so that's why that one kind of.
You must not be very good at it.
Actually. Oh, okay. Stupid. I must not be very good at it. Okay.
Yep.
Did you look up the name yet, pal?
Yeah, what do you think I'm doing?
Catherine Phillips.
Yeah, sir, when you say the name, it doesn't mean that all the looking up happens instantaneously. You know that, right?
I was able to find it pretty fast.
Yeah, but you don't read anything.
Okay.
So she won, what, one race?
She won an important
She's
race.
only won 2 races in her entire career.
Man, she's decimating.
Okay, so she cheated out a bunch of other women in the sports, actual women.
She cheated
So
them
you think
out?
That's okay?
So did they cheat
Yeah, you
her
think
out
that's
when
okay?
they beat
How
her
did
in
we
all?
prove-
Hold on.
No, I'm just
So
saying. You think
did
that's
they
okay?
cheat her out when they won in all the other races?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when she won. You think
No,
that's okay?
you said that they were decimating the sports, right? Which isn't a correct word at all, okay? What you meant to say was dominating, right? But you don't know the correct word usage, right? You said they were dominating the sport, sir, because they have this advantage. If they have the advantage, wouldn't they be winning every race?
They're not in every race. I'm talking
Wouldn't they be in
about
every
when they
race
are.
that they won? Or that they competed in? Because it looks like she's competed. Let's see. Over the last 2 years, Kate Williams has improved her ratios. She didn't win any of her 13 races in 2023. Finished second only once. In 17 of the races over the last 2 seasons, Phillips has won 4 races. Sorry. Phillips said she's been on a bike most of her life. She was on the beginner races. Yeah. So she's won 4 races out of 30 in the last 3 years.
Was that not a biological advantage for winning the race?
No.
Are you saying that there is no biological advantage?
Nope.
Then you're
Okay.
ignorant.
So you're saying you're saying you race bikes, right?
Yes.
Okay, amateur or professional?
Well, it's not to this level. It's
I didn't
not
ask
US
you.
cycling.
Amateur or professional?
Not that professional. No, it's more amateur. I guess.
Okay, so if I put you in the women's section, how many races would you win?
I've been in co-ed races, and I haven't specifically won, but most men win all the time.
Most men win all the time. So that's a biological advantage.
100%.
Okay, gotcha. So how come men win every single time when a co-ed race in which there is no transgender people, but when they're transgender, they get into the race and they don't win even a majority of the time, actually like less than 10% of the time, then how is that a biological advantage?
It is a biological advantage.
No, I didn't ask you if it was. I said, how is it?
How is it? Because men muscle fibers on a bell curve on average are way stronger.
You want to talk about blood tests? They test for that for
all that
transgender
stuff.
athletes. They test for that in transgender athletes before they allow them to compete.
They don't test for bone density and muscle fibers.
They absolutely do.
They
Yeah, they absolutely do.
How do they test that then?
They absolutely do. They test for hormone levels.
How do they test that then, pal? How do they test that then?
You want me to look up how we do bone density tests?
You're
I mean, I guess I can, sir, if you really need me to.
In cycling? No, I want you to look
They
up that
do bone marrow density
muscle fiber
tests.
testing.
I guess I'll look it up for you,
in
sir. It looks
cycling?
like you could probably just look this up. Commonly called a DEXA scan, dual
In
energy ray
cycling?
observer. Sir, I was trying to talk to you about this, and you cut me off, yelled, laughed like a weird person, and then told me to
Like
look it
what
up.
you do?
So now I'm trying to look it up. So now it's your turn to be quiet.
Okay, look it up.
Sir, only one of us is acting like an adult right now, and it's not you. So whenever you want to join adulthood, you can.
Okay.
All right, cool. Thank
I'm
you.
waiting.
So it's called a DEXA scan. It's fast, non-invasive imaging testing that uses low X-rays to measure bone density. Patients lie on a TAD table with a scanner passes over their lower spine and hip to measure density. Yeah, easy stuff.
Yeah, there is a test. Yeah, of course. But do they test for that for cycling? That's the question.
Well, why don't we just argue that
Which
they should
they
start
don't.
testing for it for cycling? Easy.
Yeah, but they don't.
Like
But
you just
that's
said
what
in
I'm
professional,
saying.
like you just said in professional sports, they blood test everything, right? They blood test for all sorts of things. So why don't we just do a bone density test before we allow, and we'll do that for all athletes, regardless of whether they're trans or not, and regardless of whether they're male, female, whatever, and we'll just do bone density tests on all of it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Cool.
You know what
That
would
fixes your
happen
problem.
is that no biological male would be in the range of a female.
Well, then that's
So
fine,
there,
sir. That's for those.
that'd be great. Thanks,
That's
man.
for those. That's for
Thanks
those.
for the conversation, man. That sounds great.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
sir.
Yeah,
I have
let's
no
do it.
problem with sports outlawing things that cause an advantage. We already do that in all sorts of sports.
No,
That's the reason, sir. I'm in the middle of a fucking
point.
sentence. Are you going to act like an adult at any point during this fucking conversation?
No, go for
I
it.
mean,
You
by
did a
that
great
logic,
point.
I just want to
Holy
point out
shit.
that we shouldn't have any basketball players
fucking
over
whiner.
6 feet tall because
Yeah,
they
there's
have
a biological
advantage.
advantage. Yeah, we shouldn't allow basketball players. Well, actually, we should probably just kick all black people out of the NBA.
Yeah, and we need to take away all of Michael Phelps' trophies
Okay,
because
what
he also
false
had a
equivalency?
biological advantage
So
when he was
ignorant.
swimming. So we need to take away his. No, we're agreeing with you. If you're talking about biological advantages, absolutely, we need to outlaw all of those. So no black men in NFL either because they obviously have that biological advantage.
And then in
No-
cycling, so this guy can win a race.
Yeah, that's true too. They can't be allowed in cycling because they got stronger legs than you. That's why they can jump. White men can't jump. Sorry, I had to say that one. That is a movie.
Yeah, maybe we
I'm
should just
dumb.
not allow all seniors in high school to play in the sports because they have a biological advantage over the freshmen.
They do. They do have that advantage. They have more time because they're older. The biological advantage is age. So we should limit all sports to being that exact same age. So if you're 22, you can only compete against a 22-year-old because a 23-year-old is going to have 1 year up on
That's
you.
very
So that
true.
shouldn't be allowed.
Biological advantage, though, right, sir?
Yeah, there are different bell curves between male and female. Yeah, there are different varying degrees, but there's a wider disparity between biological males and biological females.
There's also a bell
There isn't a
curve for age, too.
Oh, and
There
also I
isn't that
did.
much-
Hold on.
of
Is there
course. They
not
do
a
have
bell
those
curve
different
for
courses.
age? Yeah, you
Right.
start
Of
at the
course.
bottom when you're young, and then as you get older, you mature, and then you hit a peak, and then you bell
That's a
curve down.
great
So
point.
we should just
That's
take
a
those
great
people.
point.
We should just take those people, right, that are at the top of the bell curve and make them illegal to play in sports.
No. You made a great point. I can't play in a first grader baseball team or football team. You know why? Because there are different. I am a different age. I'm not only a different age. I'm at a wider disparity. So there are wider disparities for sports. Of course there are for age and for other things.
Oh yeah,
And
but we
there
should
is
just
a
limit it
wider
more, is what
disparity
you're
between males
saying.
and females. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
And we should just make it worse, right? That's what you're just trying to do. There's already
Make
classes,
it worse?
sir.
No, just
Sir,
keep it
sir,
how it's been.
you're talking about cycling. Is there already not age limits on cycling, or can you compete against a 1-year-old or a first grader in cycling?
Wait, say it again. What?
So what you're saying is that cycling is already compensating for biological advantage. So we should make that worse, right? We should make that stricter. We should just say that you can't compete against anybody who isn't exactly your exact same age, your exact same height, your exact same weight, right? That has any type of genetic advantage over the other person whatsoever.
So you think
and that way we make it even,
so-
right? But we don't. I just
Okay,
don't want
yeah,
anybody to
yeah.
get hurt, sir.
No, you're right. We shouldn't have.
You know what it
anything,
is? Because
right? And
I want to
could
be
just
clear.
compete-
I
could just
realized
compete
something
with
else that he
7-year-olds.
said. I realized something else that he said.
Yeah.
He's only worried about trans women.
That's all they
competing in
all
women's
are worried about.
sports.
Yeah.
So what he's telling me though is he wants to beat up on women or wants to beat women in races because he's not worried about AFAB, trans men competing against him. He's not worried about them at all. So what that tells me is he's absolutely fine beating up on women.
Yeah. What I'm hearing is I'm going to get really into cycling, okay?
Okay.
Because I should only be able to compete against exactly 5'8", 200-pound half black men that live in my area, right? Because anything above that, they have a biological advantage on me. Anything below that, I have a biological advantage on them. So I'm about
And they have to be within 2 years of your age.
No, they have to be within 14 minutes of the day I was born, because if they're a year or two older, that could completely change their biological advantage. If they're 2 years younger, I mean, that's a whole different thing. I'm almost 40. I can't be competing against somebody that's 37. That's way too much of a biological advantage for them.
Oh, that's
No,
true too.
I mean, basically, by your guys' logic, you should just compete against 7-year-olds. Because, well, what's the difference? What's the difference, guys?
No, that
No.
wouldn't be allowed. That's
You can
actually
compete
the
with
exact
sir,
opposite
why
that
not?
we're
What are you talking
saying.
about? We're saying the
Why
exact
not?
opposite of
Yeah,
that.
sir,
Why
we're
not?
saying
Sir, because
that.
that's not within 14 minutes of my age. I just said that.
Shouldn't I?
Yeah, you weren't listening
just-
at all.
Were you
My
not listening at
goodness.
all? I just said
No, I'm
because they're
saying
not
by
within
your logic,
14 minutes of my
why
age.
shouldn't you compete with the 7-year-old? By your logic, why shouldn't
Because
you
that's
compete
not
with
fair
7-year-olds?
to
Tell me.
them. Yeah, we already
Yeah, it's
told you
not
that's
fair
a
to them.
biological advantage.
Yeah.
Me competing against a
Exactly.
7-year-old would be a
So you're
biological
learning. Okay, good.
advantage. Yeah, we
No,
already
sir,
agreed
what
with
you're
that.
saying is you're picking and
getting it now.
choosing.
Okay.
You're picking and
No, you're
choosing.
picking and choosing.
You
No,
don't
I'm
even
not.
know what I. All right, sir, what was I getting ready to say? Since you want to
I'm
cut
not
me off.
picking and choosing.
Sir, what was I
I'm not
getting ready
picking
to
and
say?
choosing.
What did I say you were picking and choosing? What was I getting ready to say?
You're just saying I'm picking and choosing.
No,
you're
sir,
already
that was the
starting off.
middle of my sentence. I'm very sorry that the middle of my sentence interrupted the beginning of yours, but I was saying there you were picking, choosing, and there was more to that sentence, and you cut me off. So please, like I said, act like an adult, and please, for the love of God, shut the fuck up. Thank you.
Go for it. Wait.
Okay? Shh. Nope, you're doing that talking thing again. Okay?
I'm waiting.
Perfect. What I was saying is you are picking and choosing which biological advantages that you're okay with and which biological advantages that you're not okay with, right? You are totally okay with 99% of the biological advantages that go into major sports, right? I mean, professional sports as a whole, the whole existence of professional sports is literally a biological advantage, right? I'm great at basketball, right? But I'm also 5'8", okay? And I can't jump that high, all right? So I really enjoyed it, but there's no chance of me getting to the NBA because those gentlemen in the NBA have a biological advantage on me. I'm fast. I'm not as fast as an NFL running back. They have a biological advantage on me, okay? Sometimes it's even just maturing at an earlier rate, right? People that gain muscle mass earlier, who are built a different way, right? They also have a biological advantage. What you're doing is picking and choosing and saying, hey, I am okay with all of those biological advantages playing a factor into who does sports. But when it comes to a biological advantage that you can't prove, all right, because in the majority of these sports, we have seen that there has been no biological advantage. Hell, even the person that you brought up lost like 13 races in a row, had zero biological advantage whatsoever. But you want to claim that, right, as some type of protectionist measure or something like that, and you don't have any proof of that. The trans people go through HRT. If these professional sports find a way in which the advantage becomes untenable, then I always encourage all sports to get rid of advantages that stomps out competition, right? We do that every year in the NFL. They decide what a catch is or, what rules create competition. They've changed the kickoff rules so many times in the last 5 years. I can't even keep track of what the kickoff rules are going to be this year. The whole point of these sports is to create parity. They want competition. And I think that we should be able to leave it up to these sports to be able to decide what creates competition. And I don't think that we should make it a political issue for those sports to be able to create, competition within those sports. I am sure that all of those sports, if it came down to trans people just taking over the entire sport, like if the WNBA tomorrow became all trans people, I am sure those sports, okay, will find a way to regulate that so that, to get rid of that competitive advantage. But that's not happening, sir, because your competitive advantage argument isn't true.
Well, no, the reason why that's not happening, right, you don't see a flood of biological men in women's basketball is because common sense would tell you there would be an advantage without question. That's why it's not happening now.
No.
And that's why it has not happened.
No, that is not why it's not happening, sir. Sir, hey, when Donald Trump, okay, signed his little executive order to get rid of, trans people in colleges, right, playing sports, how many people did that affect?
How many people that affect?
Yeah, how many people were no longer allowed to play in NCAA sports? There's tens of thousands. I don't even remember the last number of how many people play, right, Division I NCAA sports. I believe it's something like 30,000. How many people did it affect?
How many people did it affect? Well, if you had multiple transgender people in there, it would affect all 30,000 potentially.
133,000 Division I NCAA athletes.
Yeah.
So what was the number of athletes that it affected out of that 100?
Yeah, how many transgender people that were dominating those sports? How many were there?
How many transgender people would be affected? I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was 12.
It doesn't matter how many.
The number was 12. 12.
Well, all it takes is one
okay,
to win
sir.
a game.
It was 12, and none of them were winning games for anybody. Okay, and the
That's
sad part is
so far less than 1%. It's insane.
It's 0.0000000. Wait, 4 zeros 0.00009% of the NCAA.
So if it's that small,
so
then what's your issue? If that's what's your issue then with it?
It's your issue, not ours, sir.
Can you name one of them?
Well, no, I just stated why I support what he did, and then you guys are trying to
gotcha. See here's what I'm telling you, okay, sir. You might want to concentrate your entire fucking life around other people's genitals because you're a bad cycler. Okay, and that's totally fine, right, sir? If you're a bad cycler and you want to concentrate your entire life, okay, around freaking other people's genitals, then you go ahead and do that on your own. Donald Trump, okay, has currently gotten us into a choice war. There are now 13 American soldiers that are dead, okay? We have the highest unemployment rate since we shut down for COVID. We've lost 92,000 jobs just last month and over 90,000 jobs since over 100,000 jobs in total since he's taken office, okay? People are losing their jobs. Prices are going up at an astounding rate. Oil's about to go through the roof. Gasoline prices are fucking skyrocketing, and service members are dying like to this day, all right, currently, right, in a war that Donald Trump chose, okay? If you want to be worried about 12 transgender athletes in the NCAA, then you go ahead and make that your problem, but I'm not going to revolve my entire life around it, okay?
Oh, my life isn't, but that's what.
Sir, if the number one reason you support the president right now is transgender people, which is what you came up here and said, if that's the number, shut the fuck up, dude. I'm getting real tired of being talked over by children. Okay? You're going to have to act like a fucking adult to talk to me. If you come up here and tell me why you support Donald Trump and your only answer is other people's fucking genitals, okay? I'm sorry, just to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck. Okay? If you're out there, if you're transgender, if you're gay, if you're straight, if you're whatever sexual orientation, as long as they're consenting adults, okay? I don't even care how many adults. Consenting adults, okay? Whatever you're doing in bed and with your genitals is none of my fucking business, nor do I give a flying fuck, okay? There is 1,000 different things that I am more concerned about in my fucking life right now than what Donald Trump thinks about somebody he's never met's genitals, okay? Trust me, if Donald Trump cared more about other people's fucking genitals, then we wouldn't be still trying to get the Epstein files out.
More Epstein files have been released under Trump than any other president. So.
Yeah, that's not hard, sir, when he's the only one that had the ability to release them. Congratulations.
There have been other
also, I don't know if you realize this. I think he missed it today, but one of someone in Trump's administration, not his cabinet, but in his administration, actually went out and had an interview, surprisingly, with Jesse Waters, and said, you know, the ranch in Kentucky that they're like investigating right now. So guess what? One of Trump's admins said. He said with Jesse Waters that investigation was shut down in 2018 by the federal government.
Crazy. Yeah. I like how people try to give Donald Trump this credit for this shit.
The ranch in Texas. Thank you, guys.
In New Mexico?
New Mexico.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was familiar with the ranch in New Mexico. I thought that's what you meant. But yeah, what's actually really funny is it's like they're like, oh, more were released under Donald Trump than anybody else. Yes, Donald Trump's the only president that has existed when these files have existed where it wasn't an active investigation. So no shit more than released, because there's been one president in American history that had the ability to release any. So congratulations. I don't want him to, if he released one file, that's more than anybody else because he's the only president that could have. Okay? So that's not giving anything. The fact that we still don't have unredacted files and that Donald Trump's name is mentioned how many times at this point? 100,000?
Well, I mean, over 38,000 in the files that have been released by this administration. What we've heard from, who's that Republican is in Congress that co-signed with Ro Khanna?
Thomas Massey?
Massey said over 1 million. So, I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but if you're listed over 1 million times in a fucking screenplay, you're the goddamn main character.
Yeah. I think, is his name mentioned more times than Epstein's?
That one I don't know.
I heard that.
That one I'm not sure of, but
no, real quick,
just to be.
So why do we keep calling them the Epstein files?
I have a quick.
Sounds like the Trump
calling them
files.
the Trump files.
Yeah, I mean, like, and why did the Department of Justice remove the witness testimony that went in, or like the complaint testimony that was like the woman was interviewed 4 times, 3 out of the 4 times when she interviewed with the FBI. She said and talked about the bad things that Donald Trump did to her and Jeffrey Epstein But for some reason, the FBI and the DOJ, sorry, actually specifically the Department of Justice, removed those files. Odd.
Why didn't any other presidential administration, Congress,
active ongoing investigations with Ghislaine Maxwell? She wasn't convicted until the year 2022, and she didn't exhaust her appeals until May 2025 when the Supreme Court of the United States of America said, no, we're not hearing your case. So this administration has literally been the only administration that has had zero ongoing investigations, per Pam Bondi herself and Kash Patel when they were speaking in front of committees at Congress, saying that there was no one to investigate, no one to press charges against. This has been the only administration that has not had active ongoing investigations and active ongoing appeals.
Why didn't any other presidential
I just told you.
Congress,
I literally just told you. Which part did you not understand? Which part did you not understand on what I just explained?
You did not answer the question.
I did. You said, why hasn't any other administration released any part of the Epstein files? And I explained it to you. Ghislaine Maxwell. Isn't it really funny though that like the only person that's serving time in prison for one of the largest sex rings that we've ever had in our history of the world, the largest human trafficking ring, is a fucking woman? Doesn't that show you like the patriarchy fucking exists in this goddamn world, that it's a goddamn woman serving time in prison, assuming that's actually her in that Texas prison.
You do recognize gender, the woman.
First of all, when during this did we say we didn't recognize gender?
What the fuck is actually wrong with you?
Transgender.
Yes, sir. In order to have transgender, there has to be gender. You absolute fucking Neanderthal of a fucking moron.
How does someone?
Do you see how gender is literally in the word transgender?
Also, to answer that second question, I've been asking you from the start of this whole conversation. I asked you, how do you know if someone is a male or a female?
Because
and you have refused to answer that question. We have literally come full circle to him repeating the question right back to me.
This idiot is so fucking dumb that he doesn't realize that if you're talking about transgender, you have to be talking about gender.
No,
I think this guy's brain has literally leaked out of his fucking ear holes.
And hold on. I just want to be clear. We are literally talking about human trafficking. And this man is obsessed. No.
How do you know that?
Shushies, Pookie.
How do you know that?
Pookie. Shushies.
How do you know?
Shushies. I just want to be clear. We were talking about human trafficking and the Epstein files. And this man utilized me saying that Ghislaine Maxwell is a woman to say, let's circle all the way back to somebody's genitalia, because he is
literally obsession. It's literally obsession.
Obsession with transgender.
Obsession.
Sir, I guarantee you you can go to Cornhub. I'm taking the way the P and replacing with the C. You can go to Cornhub.
You'd have to explain that.
And go fucking find it. You're so obsessed, I'm sure you would get off on that. Your right hand is your best friend.
This doesn't it just give off such like I don't get none small shrimp energy?
It does.
Dude,
he's giving off so much like obsession, red flags. It's fucking ridiculous.
Trump supporters, if you're out there, okay, I just want to let you know, okay, this is why you're not getting laid. Okay, this is why you're not getting laid. Because your guys' little obsession with like transgender people and everybody else's genitals and this is why nobody wants to fuck you. Okay. And so, you're sitting at your house. You're like, man, I wish, a young lady or, man or whatever, would like, hit me up or like any of that stuff. I wish that would happen. Right. You're sitting there thinking, wow, that would be great. Don't you touch it. I'd say, wow, that would be absolutely great. Right. But it's because you have these thoughts and these ideas and you're listening to these fucking weirdos in the manosphere, all right, who are telling you this is how you should feel, okay? And it's fucking you up, okay? So just stop. Just stop. Worry about your own genitals that aren't getting any instead of everybody else's.
Yeah.
I honestly forgot the caller was even here.
I'm surprised he didn't hang up. That's how obsessed he is. He just wants to keep talking about it.
Why are you obsessed with genitals? I'm not talking about genitals. I don't understand that at all.
Then why don't you tell me, how can you tell if someone is a male or a female?
I told you there's multiple layers to identify male.
All right, cool. You're just wasting time at this point. Do you have anything of actual intelligence to say?
Well, I've said a lot more.
Nope. All right. I didn't think so. Anyways, y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Dude, just go download Grindr, turn on Cornhub, bro. Do your thing. Like, just go get those repressed feelings out, dude. Like, seriously. Just go get them out. It honestly would just benefit all the rest of us for you to just stop repressing these feelings, because it's getting sad. Okay, it really is getting sad. Y'all, if you guys would like support, we do have super chats, super stickers, memberships, live gift code. We only got through 5 confettis. I've been on for an hour and 25 minutes.
And the likes are not liking over on TikTok.
I have 57,000 likes,
guys,
and 5 confettis. When are we? This is why I don't get on Fridays, because nobody even treats me nice or is nice to me when I get on Fridays. I see what it is. Okay, that's like the confetti I can almost deal with, but 57,000 likes, like, oh my goodness, what are we doing over here, y'all? We got to at least get up to 100. Okay, I can deal with the confettis, I get it, but like, we got to at least be up to 100 here. Oh my goodness, come on, y'all, double tap that screen. Hit that like button, y'all. I really appreciate that. If you guys would like support, we have all the things. So I'm wondering. Tara, thank you so much for the whale diving, too. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Ear. Thank you.
Ambulance, thank you so much for $2. And how many percent are Muslim there? I don't know where.
This was during the Iran conversation. I'm unsure.
Okay. I don't know what the question is. I'm sorry. I should have did this earlier. Mine said a tomahawk can change direction. Yeah, no fucking shit. Fucking. This is why the older millennial should not be talking about fucking missiles. Because he's like, it changed directions. Yeah, that's what fucking missiles do.
It's what it does when you're setting it on a course. Like,
yeah. That's the whole point, is that it changes directions. Literally the whole point. Shush, thank you so much for the $1.50. Appreciate that. Brian, thank you so much for the 20. I really appreciate that. Fury, thank you so much for the $2. I love you guys. I really appreciate that also. Tadded, thank you so much for the $5. So the order affected less people than are in my local Wawa right now, nailing it.
Insane.
Super true. Super true. But let's make this whole thing about freaking 12 transgender athletes. Like, you're fucking crazy, bro. Like, well, they'll be in the Prius in the fucking other guy's soup kitchen, if you guys know what I'm talking about. He said, did you guys ever find the placenta?
No.
We're still looking for mine. Yeah,
I don't know where to find it on you.
And Harvey, huge W's in the chat for Harvey over in Ari's live with the $100 super chat. Absolutely huge. Can we light this up? Huge W's in the chat for Harvey for the $100 super chat. That is absolutely huge. We really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
That is absolutely amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
Thank you,
really,
Harvey.
really, yeah. Let's light this up with big W's in the chat for Harvey for that $100 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, we're gonna move on to the next caller. I guess I'll leave that up for a second. It's not getting in the way of nothing. So we're just gonna go to the next caller. I need to get another Friday night beverage. I'm not
Hello?
I'm not lit up enough of this.
Are you there?
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
I can. How old are you?
31.
And are you still supporting Donald Trump?
50%. Yep.
How do you 50% your way in between democracy and fascism?
That's a good question.
Well, I mean, that's a difficult question to answer, correct?
You're the one who's saying you're 50%.
What you're asking is a very loaded question, and essentially what you're
well, Donald Trump is a fascist that's fighting against democracy.
He's a fascist, right?
He is.
Okay. And how do you believe so?
Because he fits the definition in all 14 tenets of fascism.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Because he fits the definition of fascism and also the 14 tenets of fascism. He nails every single one.
Okay. All right. So what's your question? Why do I still support him?
No, my question is how you're 50% in between that, right? If you're 100% for Donald Trump, you're just a fascist. That's fine. Like I can wrap my head around that, and we can have a conversation. And if you're against Donald Trump, it means you believe in things like democracy, believe in things like the Constitution, believe in things like the rule of law, right? You can believe in all those stuff. What I don't understand is how somebody can claim to be halfway in between that, because those are opposing things. Because what I hear, if you say you're 50% for it, I just hear you're probably a fascist.
Well, what I would say is utilizing definitions in this way really what it does is, to your viewership especially, what it does is put people in brackets. Either you do or you don't. And there has to be some level of in between, I would believe, for just human nature. Most people are not all or nothing.
Nope, you're in a bracket, okay? Sir, do you? So because let me ask you a question. Because
I halfway believe that that Trump, let's say specifically Trump, is doing certain things that I agree with and certain things that I don't, because I agree with certain things that automatically makes me a fascist.
Let me ask you a question. Do you agree with Hitler?
Do I agree with Hitler? Is that a real question?
Yes, it is.
Come on.
Because some people in the United States do, and some people in the United States don't. So the fact that you're having a hard time answering this question is already a problem.
Of course, I don't agree with Hitler.
But what, sir, really? I mean,
but what are we talking about?
Well, sir,
do I agree with him killing all the Jews? Of course not.
Well, sir, his economy was actually excellent, right? He lowered the unemployment rate.
Absolutely.
Industry was actually booming, right?
Where he
so, sir, what you sound like to my callers? What you sound like to my callers, sir, is that what you sound like to my viewers, sir, is he sounds like you're just putting everybody in brackets, right? Because there really has to be some nuance to sorts of things, right? Sir, I'm in the middle of a sentence. Sir, because there has to be some nuance to these things, right? Not everybody is all the way something or not all the way something, right? And you're just coming out just saying that you don't support Hitler at all, when there's some certain things that you could be saying that he did good.
And the funny part was he was agreeing with you that he had a good economy.
Yeah. What I will say is there are aspects of certain things that you could align with, that any individual human that just has.
So why aren't you talking about all the things you align with Hitler?
Hold on. Let me make this very clear. You are trying to compare Trump to Hitler.
No, I'm not.
Trying to get me to sympathize.
If you think
Hitler,
that, then that means you're comparing it. If you believe that, then that means you believe. Sir, I'm not asking you for advice on my debate tactics. Okay? I am not comparing. Sir,
I'm not trying to give you certain.
Sir, be quiet and listen. If you would listen, you might accidentally learn something. Okay?
Trying to paint me in a box of
3, 2, 1, and you're muted. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not going to get cut off every sentence for you to start fucking whining. Listen for a second. Okay? Listen. I was not comparing Donald Trump to Hitler. If you believe I was, that's because you believe Donald Trump is close to Hitler and you're trying to project that on me.
Really?
I did not make that.
Well, your question,
sir, again, you're muted again. This is the second time I've had to mute you. There will not be a third. I will finish my statement on my live, and if you can't handle that, then it's probably best that you just leave now. Okay? This will be the last chance I am cut off in my sentence.
Listen,
Understood?
calm down. It's all good. I'm listening. Let's go.
Cool. Thank you. Say another word in the middle of my sentence. I beg. I dare you. Okay? So what I was saying was, sir, I was not comparing Donald Trump to Hitler. You are doing that. Because what I was saying, sir, is that you were making a comparison, saying that if you are not for or against someone, then you are putting someone in brackets. Therefore, you are not allowing for people to agree with some things and not other things. I was making what's called a comparison, sir. And what I was saying was, if you believe that every single leader, we should not be allowed to, because of Donald Trump, we should not be able to put people in brackets because everybody should have some nuance towards that, then you should also believe that with the worst of the worst leaders that we can find, that there has to be nuance, that we have to be in between. No, sir, we do not, okay? We do not have to be that way at all. The things that Donald Trump is doing is horrible. The things that Donald Trump are doing that are horrible outweigh any possibility of good. You trying to find good things with a horrible president just makes you trying to pick out a little tiny twig in a fucking pile full of shit. Okay? And no, we do not need to discuss every little good thing that a fascist narcissist is fucking doing. Actually, that is detrimental to people of the United States to do that, Because now what you're doing is you're trying to actually make some good out of the bad. And that I refuse to do, sir. So that's why I don't buy your little 50% argument.
Well, I mean, I can understand your perspective in that sense, right? I can understand your perspective 100%.
See, just let me get it out. We can have some common ground.
Sure.
So anyways, why do you still support Trump 50-50?
Well, 50-50 when it comes to certain policies. I think he's ruined the economy. I think that there are many issues in his geopolitical policy that are hurting America. I mean, and I don't want to be as generalistic as gas prices, but we can understand the reasoning behind that. Now, the question becomes, where does the middle ground even exist? Is there one in your mind?
Yes, the Democratic Party is the middle ground.
How?
Because literally the Democratic Party would be the conservative party in any developed nation on this fucking planet.
Okay, let's talk about Mamdani then.
Okay.
He's not a Democrat.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he ran as a Democrat, but he's a democratic socialist.
He ran for the DNC ticket. That's it. But he's not a Democrat.
Oh.
So he does not. So in your mind, he does not follow Democrat values.
He doesn't represent the Democrats at all. Actually, he's a huge outlier. He's what's crazy is he's a far left outlier in the Democratic institution, which would still be like a moderate leftist in most developed nations. Yeah.
Yeah, just barely center left.
Barely center left is Mamdani.
Yes. Yes.
In the U.S., no. In every other developed nation, yes.
I respect your platform and what you're doing and your viewership, but Mamdani is the representation of the Democrat Party here in America.
No, he's not. The representation of the Democratic Party here in America is going to be somebody like fucking Chuck Schumer, and I hate that those words came out of my fucking mouth. No, it's going to be somebody like Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, the old fogies that are currently sitting in office right now. That's the representation of the Democratic Party, because those are the ones that still exist, and they refuse to leave office.
Even the younger ones, you can look at like Jared Moskowitz. You can even look at like fucking a Josh Shapiro, Gavin Newsom, right?
Newsom.
Much
Jeffries, like they're still directly in line with the values of the Democratic Party.
Sir, California, do not try to say that $8 gas prices is what fucking drives the Democratic Party. That's
also,
a ridiculous fucking statement.
It has very little to do.
It actually
with
has recently.
$8 gas prices.
Recently, yeah. Yeah, but sir,
not because of the
how
Democrats.
many Democratic socialists represent major office, like in congressional seats, or or major, or like
Ilhan Omar, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez,
No,
Gavin Newsom?
nope. Sorry, still wrong. They're not Democratic socialists.
Yeah, Ilhan Omar isn't a
two. There's two. There's only a singular one that's represented in Congress that's a Democratic socialist, and that's fucking Bernie Sanders. That's why he's an independent and just caucuses with the Democrats, because they align more with his values and he votes more along party lines with them. But he is an independent Democratic socialist. AOC is a registered Democrat. She is not a Democratic socialist. She's been leaning more that way, but she's still a Democrat.
I'll give her Democratic socialist for the sake of the argument.
For the sake of the argument,
I will give it to her.
And then you have Mamdani. Zoran Mamdani. That's it. You can find 3 out of the entire 50 states, and he's a fucking mayor. But at the federal level, you have 2. Ilhan Omar is a Democrat.
And literally everybody else is pretty much right of them. For the most part.
I would give you that. But who are the front runners for the next presidential campaign in your guys'
Josh Shapiro and Gavin Newsom, the 2 people I just talked about.
Not to make.
I've had people say Ro Khanna, that they want him to run.
Who do you believe in both of your minds?
Honest to God, if I could have it, I would love for AOC.
Well, I don't hear his question. What are you asking? Sorry. What are you asking?
Oh, I'm asking, within the next, let's say 2028, who do you believe is going to be as far as what we have right now, as far as political affiliates or situation is concerned, who, from the Democrat Party, is going to be the front runner?
Yeah, it'll probably be Gavin Newsom, Josh Shapiro, probably Pete Buttigieg would be my 3 guesses.
And let me ask you, how about Gavin Newsom?
Also Anthony Bashir.
Oh yeah, Bashir too.
He's a top runner.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with that.
Mark Kelly might even be making a run. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think he'd be a front runner though.
No.
Yeah.
He might.
Respectfully, I don't know.
He might for VP.
Yeah, but none of those people are Democratic socialists. I mean, half those people I don't even think you could really consider progressives. Like they are.
My bad,
Gavin
Andy
Newsom?
Bashir. I was close.
Yeah, they're like
guys.
they're just your plain run of the mill Democrats.
Yeah, they're centrist Democrats.
Yeah, they're
Gavin Newsom, with what he has done policy-wise in California, and we can get into specific policies if you'd like to, but policy-wise in California, with what Gavin Newsom has done, he is obviously the highest level front runner in the Democrat Party. Well, am I wrong, or do you believe that?
Sir, what's your point? Wait, sir, I don't know what you're going into, because your argument was that Mamdani is the representation of the Democratic Party, that the Democratic Party looks like Mamdani, and he's not.
He absolutely is.
No,
he's not.
He's
Sir,
he is
we
the
didn't name
radical definition of what Democrat.
radical. What makes him radical, sir?
Is it his policy that he's allowing? No,
no.
I know. I want to ask a direct question because
I know, but before you do, because you're going to give him some, I want him to tell me what policy is radical before you start giving him policies.
Darn.
Tell me what policy is radical.
What Mamdani policy is radical?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right. How about free childcare?
That's radical.
Bruh.
Absolutely. Because when it does not come with a backing behind it, from a fiscal perspective, from a budget of absolutely, it is radical. And I'm using that as one single example. There are multiple free buses, free everything. Everybody gets.
We have free transit in fucking Florida, my guy.
But now, yesterday,
sir,
we're
there.
broke.
No.
We're
Pause
broke.
for a second.
We have
Pause
no
for
money.
a
Now we have to
second.
raise
Pause.
property taxes on all low income or middle income
Sir. You would agree with me that the state of Florida is fucking bright ass red, would you not?
For the most part, correct. Yep.
We have free transit in Florida.
Why?
Because it's not a radical ideology like you just said.
You know who else also has it? Portugal, Bulgaria, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Germany, all Nordic countries, Denmark, Finland, Sweden, Norway.
And all those places are the
most EU nations, Belgium, France, and Poland have free subsidized health care for.
And Florida is bigger than all of them, according to you, and we have free transit.
I'm not going to yell over this guy anymore. I'm not doing this. Guys, this is how sad we are in America. That literally every other, you guys are paying, like Americans are paying out of their entire fucking ass for things like childcare. All right? People are paying outside of their fucking, of their ass, out of their ass for childcare. Okay? In other countries, they don't have this problem. No other major country has this problem. Right? And people like this guy calls that radical. That your children need to be cared for while you're at work. The fact that you can ride a bus. That this is what this guy considers radical. This guy considers anything where your tax dollars actually go to help you as radical. That's his definition of radical. If your tax dollars actually come back to you and not go to subsidize fucking insurance company or giant businesses or don't go into Elon Musk's pocket, that's fucking radical.
Well, and just remember, it's only radical because it's happening in a blue state, but it's not radical for it to happen in a red state.
Yeah. If it happens in Florida, totally okay.
I appreciate both of your passion and argument. The reality is the largest country in Europe, Eastern Europe, would be Ukraine, and it's less than the size of Texas. We don't, at the end of the day, we have 330 million people in this country.
At the end of the day, all I know is.
I mean, if we're going to be disrespectful, I can understand that, and we don't have to have a conversation anymore respectfully.
Europe has approximately 743 million to 745 million, and almost every single one of those countries has free or subsidized childcare.
Europe as a whole, correct.
And all of those countries have this. That's double the size of the United States, and they all have it. How
many people does America have? 335 to 350 million people, depending on the census data.
Correct. Right? So the entire EU, which is double the size.
Essentially, we have half of the entirety of Europe. And from a landmass perspective, we are so far beyond what could be considered a clustered environment similar to what London or Paris or any of the Sweden or any of the Nordic countries where most Democrats like to relate to is what the Nordic countries.
Sir, China has it, and they have 1.4 billion people.
I mean, if we're comparing ourselves
India
to China,
has it too, and they have they have more people than China.
Right, so
China literally has subsidized healthcare, and they literally have 1.4 billion people.
Right, and also for the longest time they had a one-child policy for a reason.
That ended in the 90s. Y'all are stuck.
And India has it, and they have more people, and they never had a one-child policy. Are you just gonna, sir? Let me just be clear.
Entirety of the geopolitical.
Let me just be clear. When every other fucking developed country on this planet, all 32 of them, all have it, okay, and we're the only ones that don't. Are you just going to try to individually make excuses for why every single other one of those countries can have it and we can't? Because that's what it sounds like you're doing. When I say, oh, all of Europe has it, you're like, this little thing. Or if China has it.
If we take out the countries that do not take in.
No, this is just his way of moving off from talking about Trump.
Oh, and now for some reason, being homogenistic is somehow a reason why we can't have healthcare. So apparently, if you have multiple races in your country, then we can't give them healthcare. I wonder if this caller would be totally cool if we just gave the white people health care. Would that be cool with you?
Respectfully.
Probably.
I hear what you're saying. Respectfully.
Would that be cool with you, sir? If it was just the white people that got the health care?
Ask that question one more time.
If it was just the white people that got child care, would that be okay then?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Well, you want to make homogeneity like a
I'm not white.
An argument. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not white.
Yeah. So
I'm not white. I'm black.
I feel like you are though.
That's fine. You can understand that. You can feel like I am, but I'm not. I'm half white. I'm half black.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with race. What it comes down to is culture, and I think that culture is a big problem.
Can you imagine a black man in the United States making a homogenesis freaking argument? In real life,
freaking wild.
So I mean, I can be
That's
one that
wild, dude. You don't fucking have a culture, bro.
I'm half black, and I grew up in the Bronx.
Your race doesn't make your culture. Neither does where you grew up, sir. Your culture is what you were taught and what you learned.
At the same time, it's a big part of the argument that I think the gentleman is making.
This guy got given a culture by white people, and now is arguing that cultures that have primarily one race and no immagration have some ability to make healthcare, make childcare better, which is nuts, bro. White people literally stole black people from their land, took their entire fucking culture away, right? Fucking gave them a culture, one that freaking involved using Christianity in order to fucking to propagate slavery on them. Then when they came out, gave them a fucking culture, then left them with no culture at all. And you're making an argument that somehow Denmark deserves can get free healthcare because they don't have immigration. Is this a fucking joke, dude? Why? Why are you out there, sir?
If you paint it that way, I can agree with you. But at the same time, you're painting it in a way that's just confirming your and then I want to say this in a negative way, your bias. You're confirming your bias by painting it in that way from what you believe that I'm trying to say. At the end of the day, maybe I'm not articulating it correctly. What it comes down to is when you consider all 32 developed nations, Western nations, majority of them are homogenous and take in no immigrants and have a national identity. The United States does not.
The problem is that we're talking about free childcare, and you're bringing up whether or not they have immigration or not, to say the reason why they can have childcare. It doesn't matter if your country is all white, all black, takes in immigrants, takes in no immigrant. No, it fucking doesn't. None of those things change whether the United States government. I am in the middle of a fucking sentence. I wish this little fucking. I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say. You know what? I'm gonna mind my manners today. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. Okay. Okay. Anywho, it's just really funny, growing up, just being me, I'm sorry, hold on. I'm hanging up on this caller. I'm not talking to him anymore. I'm hanging up on this caller. Then I'm going to say what I have to say. Okay. Because if I have to hear words out of his mouth anymore, there's going to be a switch that clicks off in my head and I'm not going to be able to stop it. Okay. So it's just growing up, my dad was white, my mom's black, growing up, biracially, having the skin tone that I have, going to like a private school, and in high school, I went to, not in early, but at high school, being around a lot of white people, you know what I'm saying? Like the majority of my high school, like what I went to was like white people, and like hearing like all like the racial, like, like dog whistles, the fucking like, you actually are, you're well spoken, like for pretty much for being black, or like all this sort of stuff. Anyways, just having lived all of that life experience, right? Of a lot of times in life not being like fucking black enough for the black crowd, white enough for the white crowd, and kind of living in this, in this almost this gray area, this purgatory of race, right? That a lot of people of my age and my skin tone grew up in, right? And living in all of that, right? Sometimes there's like there's like almost like a will, like an internal will to try to prove that you belong in a certain place, right? Not saying it's right, it is the way things are. But it is what it is, right? You have to try to prove that you belong to a certain thing, right? And I've never agreed with that, right? I always felt like, hey, like not only do you belong kind of everywhere, and you're put into places, right? But it's its own like type of upbringing. It's its own type of thing growing up, being this skin tone in America, right? It just is, right? And it's sometimes it's hard finding your spot. It just really is, right? That's just the point of the matter, right? You're almost looked at like almost like as tokenization to white people at many times, or as like almost like a tokenization to black people sometimes. It's kind of crazy. You almost become like both. And then to just hear a fucking little Drake ass little fucking nigga like that fucking come up to me and talk on my fucking live about how we can't have fucking free childcare because radical fucking mom Dommy is fucking radicalizing us to where we can't have what Denmark has because they're all whites, just makes me want to really just jump through a fucking camera and just fucking like just lose my fucking mind, my whole goddamn fucking mind, and just like, holy shit, dude. Like, this, you're the fucking problem, bro. Like, just, like, if just people like you would just go the fuck away, okay, then I would have so many less problems in my life. And that's all. Like, fuck, dude. Holy shit. I hope y'all are having a wonderful night.
I mean, I'm just sitting back and listening, so I think I'm doing good. Like, I guess like so.
Dude, oh my God.
Can I say something real quick?
Sure. Tell us about the Black experience. No, I'm just
No,
playing.
I'm not.
I'm just playing.
Oh my
I'm just playing. I'm
God.
just playing. That was a
Polly.
joke. Don't fucking take that on her. That was
Polly.
on me. Okay, my bad.
I'm not doing that, I promise. So no, what I was gonna say is like when I told the caller, I was like, where you grew up, it's not where you grew up that makes up your culture, it's how you grew up. Here's why I say that. I'm someone that has moved around, right? I'm a fucking army brat. I've not lived for somewhere for very long growing up. Only when I was an adult did I live somewhere for years, right? A decade. So when I say that, that's why I don't have the experience of taking in the culture of the state or the cities around me. So for me, it's how I grew up with my family and then experiencing outside of that with any friends that I made along the way. So I just wanted to clarify that for some people, because it's you pick up your culture as you go along. That's how I view culture. It's how you live your life. You can carry around culture from like your family values, like how your family raised you, but you pick it up as you go along. And I feel bad for anybody that's never traveled, because you don't get to experience the vibrancy of other places.
Yeah, and look, and I'm not saying there's not like a certain level of like Black culture, white culture. There definitely exists within the United States. I'm not saying that it fucking doesn't, right? But you are a product, right? You are a product of your environment. You're a product of your experience, right? Like I said, excuse me. Like white dad, Black mom, but grew up with my entire Black side of my family. My grandparents on my mom's side is who raised me, right? So I grew up with the entire Black side of my family in the country around mostly Latinos, right? So all the people I grew up around were all Latinos, right? And like and still to this day, when I get it's funny too. It's only when I get around Latinos that they're like, "Are you Latino?" Like Latinos usually are the ones who think I'm Latino. It's really funny. Like it's really strange like that. And then I went to high school with like mostly white folk. You know what I'm saying? So I have my Black, like because I never, and I don't know if I've gone like all that sort of stuff with most of you. I never knew like the white half of my family. I never knew any of them, right? So I grew up with a Black family, went to a white school in a Latino population, right? In a Latino community, right? And so it's like my lived experience and my built culture, like it's just completely different, right? From a lot of people's, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not, it gives you a different perspective, right? It gives you a different like way of thinking about things, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know. And not everybody has that, right? And I don't put down your experience, right? Like if you're Black and you grew up around all Black people, that's awesome. That's just a different lived experience than I have, right? If you're if you're white and grew up around all white people, okay, that's a different experience that you had. It doesn't mean that we can't change it. It doesn't mean that we can't alter our thought processes. That doesn't mean that we can't change the way we think about things as we grow, as we mature, as we meet new people, as we kind of move around. Like Ari said, as you move, you change your experiences, you change your areas, you change all of that stuff, right? And it creates a different like little bit of a mesh that just makes you at the end of the day. And sometimes that little mesh, like if you grew up, like in a trailer park in white like West Virginia, you might need to change, the culture you grew up in order to become a decent human being later. You know what I'm saying? Or like, in order to not think about Black people or brown people in like a certain way, right? I've told people all the time. I've met people like in my life, especially when I was young and like earlier, in stuff, whatever. When I was doing stuff, who were like you're the first Black person I've ever met. Like, and if you've never been the first Black person that someone's ever met, and like I said, like if you're the first Black person that someone's ever met, right, and you're my skin tone, okay, and you grew up with my lived experience, it really does fuck with your brain, right? It almost feels like for a second you're like, well, goddamn, dude, I got to represent the whole community. Like, I don't think I'm equipped for this. You know what you know what I'm saying? Like I don't think I'm equipped. Like I'm not ready. Like I didn't have the training to be the first black person that someone ever met. Right? Like I no joke, and this is not a joke. This is not a joke. I was 20 years old and I met somebody and someone told me that I was the first black person they'd ever met in real life and that I was a lot different from the people that they saw on BET. Okay? This is not a joke. Okay? At 20 years old. All right? I got told that. And I was just like, I don't know what to, like, how do you react to that? You know what I'm saying? Anyways.
That's how you know someone grew up in Oklahoma.
Oh, it's always Illinois. It was always Illinois.
Sorry, I'm surprised. Like, I'm going to be very clear. I've lived in a singular blue state. One singular blue state. And at the time when I was living in it, it was red. It didn't go blue until 2008, and then it's now blue forever, right? No, not forever, but you guys know what I mean. It's been blue since 2008. That's literally the only. I lived there when it's red. When it was red, I grew up in a red county, right? Like, so it's very strange, even to some people in my own family, that I even have the views that I do. But I think the most consistent view that I don't understand, that MAGA or Republicans or anyone else that is against what they call these radical ideologies is, why do you want someone to grow up in a worse position than you? Why do you not want somebody to have more opportunities than you had at growing up?
And you hear that all the time too, right? Where they're like, well, I didn't have that. I had to pull myself up from the bootstraps. I had to do all that. Like, and it's like, yeah, dude, like, bro, like, I got a kid, right? Like, I don't want her to have to go through all the shit I went through to get to where I'm at. I don't want that. Like, I want her to have it easier. If she ever decides to have kids, which I want to be her choice and not an expectation on her. If she ever does decide she wants kids, then yeah, I don't want her to have to end her career or anything like that. Go to work. I want childcare to be freaking subsidized. I want the birth of that kid to be fucking not a freaking $1 million. You know what I'm saying?
It will be by the time she has kids.
Right,
at this
exactly.
point.
Right. Like I want her to be able to have kids and have that family and be able to have that without it completely destroying her life. I want her to be able to like have opportunities that I didn't have. And I guess I just don't understand that like what Ari was saying, that ideology of just like, well, I had to deal with this, so now you have to deal with this. And it's like, no, how about you had to deal with this, so let's make sure nobody else ever has to deal with this ever again.
Especially when it was the boomer generation that ruined it for the rest of us. Like, I'm sorry, guys, for any boomers out there. I'm not saying you specifically. The generation that was in power ruined it for the rest of us, right?
Tara's personally offended.
No, I'm just, the people that had the power to change shit made it worse for the rest of us, okay? They ruined Tara said, please. Sorry, I promise it's not you specifically. It's the people that had the ability, were in power to do something, and now we literally have a fucking boomer in office ruining it for the rest of us again.
No, we don't.
What generation is that?
Dude, that's how fucking sad this is, right?
I honestly don't know.
Because I heard this literally today, and I was like, and it made me feel so bad. Trump isn't a boomer. He's the silent generation.
What the fuck is the silent generation?
That was the one before the fucking boomers.
Oh, wait, so they're the ones that raised the boomers to fuck everything up.
No, they were the ones that just were fucking things up and then kind of fucking moved into the boomers kind of fucking things.
But they taught the boomers how to continue to fuck things up.
Yeah, the silent generation, like Biden and fucking Trump were both silent generation. So they're actually older than the boomers.
Fuck.
And they're the ones running this fucking country.
That's insane.
I heard that today and I was like, oh my fucking God.
Well, thanks for blowing my mind on that one too.
Yeah, Trissy, I wish they would go silent fucking someplace too. Holy shit. Fucking super chat. God, you guys are so fucking bad with this. Sorry, I had to rant for a little bit. I apologize, guys.
It's fine.
And by I apologize, I mean I am not apologizing at all. If you don't like it, I don't know. Fuck off, dude. I don't fucking know what to tell you.
hit the subscribe button anyway.
Yeah, hit the subscribe button. Hit the follow button. Hit the subscribe button. If you agree
don't
with
like
me,
it,
do that.
Do it anyway.
Yeah, if you like me, fucking, hit the follow, subscribe button. If you don't like me, do
it
that.
anyway.
Yeah.
And we don't care.
Yeah, love follow, hate follow. I don't care. Just fucking follow, okay?
It is a little bit weird when you hate watch for hours. That's the only weird thing.
Tara's unfollowing because of what you said about boomers.
I'm sure she's gonna unfollow me specifically, and that's okay. It's okay, Tara. Thank you. I love you anyway.
One Pixie, thank you so much for the $2. Said happy Friday the 13th. I appreciate that. Shush, thank you so much for the $2. Rob said he got the radical policy of making sure everyone pays their taxes and trying to reduce wealth inequality of America. Fucking disgusting, fucking communists. What are we, communist China? Okay? What are we?
Randomly, sorry, my brain just went to this because of this. What are the odds that you think that housing bill that passed the Senate is getting sent to the Republican House is going to pass?
I don't fucking know. I truly don't fucking know.
Just random thought reading that. My bad.
Yeah. B said it is pretty radical, but to be honest, yeah, super radical. Guys, parents shouldn't have to pay millions of dollars if I can take it. So fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. Scott, thank you so much for the $5. Said Trump represents the USA and he's the reason the majority of Canada hates the freaker. Stay the freak out. That's the YouTube
censoring workaround. I understand.
Stay the fuck out.
You could probably just do FU apostrophe ER and that'll probably work too.
Yeah.
We'd probably get that.
Or just read it as fuck. I can just say
have you ever tried replacing the U with a V?
Someone said I thought he was just being Canadian. That's fucking great.
Fuck. I love that.
Oh, I just thought he was using freaks because he was fucking Canadian.
For as long I understand why they thought that, but sorry, serious Ari, I'm having a moment. Forgive me. For as long as Scott has been chatting in our chats, it's because he's working around YouTube censors. Sorry.
No, but I understand that.
I understand why, yeah.
Yeah, I completely understand it.
Being
of just
the
being
nice
like
Canadian.
Yeah, he's just get
Canadian.
the frick out of here.
Yeah, frick you. I don't know.
Yeah, get the frick out of here, bud.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Abiola said we all multicultural here. Every single fucking there's no freaking single cultures over here. That's why they gotta put it in stuff like white. It's just Joe Dirt said I hear 29 Palms Marines are deploying. I did read today that
2,500.
Yeah, and those 29 Palms dudes are those that's where they keep the scary Marines.
Oh, so odds of having boots actually on the ground have increased?
Oh, I'm just saying, if I was gonna put in fucking Marines, it'd be the 29 Palms dudes. Those are the scary ones. They like pretty much built Afghanistan in the desert of California, and they just stick them there.
I got it.
No, I'm not like I've been there.
I'm not going to ask what just came to my brain, so just continue.
Those are the scary ones. They're all a little scary, but that's where they keep the real scary ones caged up. So if they start releasing those guys, it's scary. Francesca, thank you so much for the $5. I feel that I've lived that experience. You don't sound black. I wish more people were like, yeah, it's so fucking annoying. It's so fucking annoying.
I will say randomly, sorry, when I my brain, I'm ADHD moment. Let me get this out real quick, I promise. So when I worked in customer service and somebody was come in and see me, she was like, she had asked me on the phone, like, what color is your skin so I know who to look for? And I was like, what do I sound like on the phone? I just was curious.
Hold on. Someone asked you that at work?
No, this was years ago, but it was while I was at work. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you a funny one. I was making a certain purchase that requires a background check at a certain point. And they told me to like I was filling out the form, and it was like, you know, it asked, are you what race are you? And I do what I do every single time. I check black and white because I'm both, right? Like whatever. And like so he's putting it in the machine, and he's just like, I'm so sorry. I like have to ask, but like I can only select one. So which one do you want me to select? And I was just like, just put black there, bro. It's all good, man.
Did it not have the option for 2 or more races?
I guess not.
Okay. Sorry, just randomly.
Yeah.
I just thought I would ask.
But anyways, Tolly said that's where they keep 29 Palms, where they keep the giant boxes of the mega boxes of crayons, and I just did not want that comment to go wasted because it is too funny. I don't think Ari gets it, but I get it. Rundle tell Rundle not to rate us. We're not gonna be on super long, dude. Oh well, too late.
Okay, we'll redirect you this time.
Maybe we'll hang out for a little bit longer then. Tad said the military is really good at getting rid of racism. You have to work together and see people as people. It's really good for some people. So some people, it gets rid of it for them, and other people, they just use it for their advantage in the military. But that's a whole other conversation for a whole other day. But you're right, Tad. A lot of people do get rid of that, all that sort of stuff. VJ, thank you so much for the $2. I said, I respect your placenta.
Well, I'll have to tell her later.
I also respect your placenta.
Yeah, I'll tell her later.
Francesca, thank you also so much for the gifted membership. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Jen, for the 15. Said incel placenta. Thank you. I actually just finished reading that. That's hilarious. And welcome in Brian Rundle Raiders. Thank you guys.
And Delissa, thank you so much for the $100. I said, I think you guys are amazing. Thank you. I owed you this. Thank you. So you didn't owe us anything. I did see that everything that happened with the earlier stuff got done. So I'm really happy that everything happened with that. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the $100. Huge W's in the chat for Delissa.
Huge,
for that.
Big W's.
Yeah,
for
huge
Delissa.
in the chat for Delissa for that $100 over there. So I really, really appreciate that. Y'all, and thank you so much. Oh, wait, hold on. Scott said, Polly, I can relate feeling different and not feeling in with the crowd of high school. I was the only person with a disability. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
I had a friend that decided to call. So for those that don't know, I had a major surgery right before I went into high school. And I had a friend from 8th grade that when we went into the same high school together the very next year said, you need to cover that up. That's disgusting.
Sad. Horrible. All right, y'all. Well, hey, Brian Raiders, thank you guys so much for showing up. We're leaving now. So we're done. We're done for the day.
I'm finding someone to redirect you guys to. I'm being nice. I'm finding someone. We'll redirect you.
Sorry, that was a really badly timed raid.
It was.
But Ari's gonna find someone to raid back over here. I love you guys. I'll see you guys later. I gotta
go
pee. I'm freaking. My eyeballs are floating.
Go do it. Hey guys, why don't you all go raid RJ O'Core? He's on. He's not supposed to be on a Friday night. I'm 99% sure Hector is going to be ending soon because he's been on since before we got on. So guys, if you want to go, I can't help you guys over on the tubes because RJ is not technologically advanced enough to get that figured out. So if you guys are on the Tube of Views, you can go over to Hector Talks. That's Hector with 2 R's Talks. Go raid him. If you are over on TikTok, I forgot what the fuck I was saying. Guys, go to RJ O'Core, and go raid him. So you guys go do a Placenta raid in Hector's chat. Go do Placenta raid in Hector's chat over on YouTube. And on TikTok, guys, just do Ari and Polly raid because RJ doesn't know the joke because he's never